As you probably know, our mind affects our body for better and for worse. There's a powerful connection between what we feel and what happens to us. We tend to think that stress comes from outside ourselves, and so we have to choose between leading an interesting, productive life that's filled with stress and you die early, or sitting under a tree and watching your life go by. That isn't the choice, because the stress comes not so much from what happens to us, but more importantly is how we react to what's happening to us. And so if we practice even a few minutes a day, some simple stress management techniques, then we can be in the same job, the same environment, even the same family, and react in different ways. Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn did a study of women who were under chronic emotional stress. This was the first study showing that chronic stress may actually shorten your lifespan. And by practicing stress management techniques, they could actually change their perception of what was happening to them to make it less stressful, and therefore it didn't affect them nearly as much. Stress management techniques include stretching, breathing, meditation, imagery, and relaxation techniques. You have a spectrum of choices with stress management. If you're trying to reverse a life-threatening illness like heart disease, the best results come from doing the stress management techniques for 1 hour per day. The consistency is more important than the duration. Sometimes people say, I don't have an hour today to do this. I say, well, do you have a minute? And I play this with myself sometimes too. It's like if I have to admit that I don't have a minute, then I have to acknowledge my life is so out of balance, I'd rather just do the meditation. Sometimes people say things like, I have a short fuse and I explode easily. But when you practice stress management techniques on a regular basis, it makes your fuse longer. The more you do, the better you feel and the better you are. These stress management techniques are not about withdrawing from the world, they're about embracing it more fully, because they quiet down our mind and body enough to experience more of an inner sense of peace and joy and well-being. One that doesn't come because we got something we thought we needed, but rather to stop disturbing what we already have. And the paradox is, we can go out in the world and accomplish even more without getting stressed out and sick in the process. Athletes know this. They're always looking for a competitive advantage. And at a world-class level, there's not that much difference between athletes physically. It's a mental game. And so they're using imagery, they're using meditation because it works. So whether you're in sports or in business or in school, when you can focus better, you can perform better. It's a little bit like surfing. When you're first learning how, even the small waves can knock you over. But as you get better at it, you begin looking for the big waves because it's more of a challenge, it's more fun. Do the form of stress management that appeals to you. There are lots of ways of doing it. But if you can make it a continual practice, something that you do a little bit every day, you'll find it can transform your life.